The Shenmue 3 Kickstarter is back. Weirdly, I know that seems a bit head scratching since it has raised an obscene amount of money, but it has been reopened and extended according to a press release today from Yeast.net, who are of course the developers. Now, according to an update on the campaign page, the series creator Yu Suzuki basically decided to give anyone who was perhaps unable to contribute before the previous deadline another opportunity to do so, which is why this particular reinvigoration, I suppose you could call it, is called the Slacker Backer period and has already begun and will continue until December the 31st. And as well as all of this, there is also a brand new option to pledge via PayPal, as well as of course new rewards. Now, new incentives for donating or whatever word you want to use to the Kickstarter include a physical copy of the game for the PS4, and the release of the Kickstarter also notes that the physical game will be different in terms of design from the previous Kickstarter version. So if you're the collector type, well, yeah, I've got some bad news for you. The designs will be slightly different, although how different they haven't actually said. There's also new stretch goals for the game which go up to $11 million, including expansion of the battle system and game areas. Now, obviously, we did have some comments before from Yu Suzuki about how $10 million was what he really needed to, quote, truly have the features of an open world, but obviously no comments were made as to whether or not this was the reason, or if it truly is, hey, here's an option to get in this if you missed the first time around. This is far from the first Kickstarter to do a Slacker Backer style thing. For example, Double Fine did it themselves as well, and there's obviously numerous other games that have had a Slacker Backer option. So you might be wondering, why is this a big deal? Well, because there already was a big kerfuffle about the fact this had a Kickstarter already, as of course there have been claims that Sony have quite a large investment in this. Now, it's obviously obvious that they're going to have some investment. You don't really make a AAA game for the low amount that they got at the start, obviously 6.3 million, which is the current Kickstarter pot, I suppose. It's not exactly a small amount of money, but you can't really make a AAA game for that. It's just, for example, Destiny costs like an obscene 500 million to make, if I remember correctly. So it's pretty obvious that Sony and some other investors were going to have to throw some money in, but there were some people saying, well, we didn't know that before we claimed, put it into Kickstarter, yada yada yada. So there was a big kerfuffle about that, as you all know, and now of course it's resurfaced. And while Slacker Backers have been done before and probably will be done again, this may not go down well just because the original Kickstarter, of course, did kick off some controversy. I want to hear some thoughts from you guys. What do you think of this? Do you think it's no big deal, or do you have a differing opinion? Do let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you next time.